Hello and welcome to AHS 20 Questions. I'm Joey, and today I have a special guest, Jayden Montagna. Jayden is the soccer captain for the Agawam High School soccer team, and also he was nominated to go to Gillette Stadium for the MIAA Sportsmanship Awards out in Foxborough, Massachusetts. So Jayden, what grade are you in?
I am a senior at Agawam High School.
And when did you start playing soccer?
I started at a really young age. My parents got me into it at the age of 3.
Wow, that's early. So, what are some of your favorite memories when you were playing as a kid?
Oh, there's a lot. You wouldn't think I was horrible when I was younger. I was just that kid that ran around in circles, chase, like I see a butterfly in the air and I'd just be like, you know what? I'm just gonna go after that. And my parents would just tell me stories about me running in circles, falling on the ground so easily. And I was like, I don't know how I got to the point where I'm at now, running around with a purpose. And back then it was just, I had the attention span of every other 3-year-old playing, so.
Team full of 3-year-olds, that must have been chaotic.
Oh, yes. That's what the in-town level is just a lot of chaos, that's for sure.
It's fun, though.
Yeah.
So when you were called up to playing on varsity, what was going through your head?
First off, I guess a little nervous because at the point when you're getting pulled up, you just find out you're playing with people older than you. Like, you have to realize when you're going up there, you're playing kids that are 1, 2, 3 years older than you in age and grade, and it's just kind of crazy and surreal to be like, some of these guys who are the oldest they're dramatically older and more developed and things like that. It's really crazy to think. But overall, it's kind of like you have to be excited about it too, because it shows that you're up there for a reason. You were trusted by the coaches, and you were given the opportunity because people have faith in you in the town. And I kind of used that to my advantage when I was a sophomore, when I got pulled, or when I made the team at tryouts. And then I just kept using that until I graduate.
Oh, it's scary when you see a lumberjack with a full beard coming at you.
Yes, there was quite a few of those too. Like, some of them, especially, they love playing in the center back and all the way back there, and you just look at him and you're like, that's the guy I'm going through? That guy looks like he's going to want to take my legs out.
Yeah, I know.
It happens a lot.
So what position do you play?
I play center midfield.
And is that your favorite position?
Oh, that is definitely my favorite position. It's a position that it requires a lot of running. You have to be very, very fit, have a lot of stamina, and it's a position where you're involved every play. Like, every play is going through you. If you're going to have a good game, you have to get it through your center midfield and just work it up. And I think that's the perfect position because I want to be on the ball, and it's just a lot of fun to run around too, that's for sure.
I hate running. Never liked the sweeper position. And if you had to pick another position to play, what would you play?
Okay, this is a toss-up. The forward position it's a position that I've played before. It's nice because you just get to, I like being up there, try to get, your responsibility is to score goals for your team, so it's nice. But when I was younger, I used to always, if we were up by a lot of goals in indoor or a PV game and our goalie needed a sub, I was always kind of in that mood of
oh yeah,
throw me in there, see what happens.
Those are fun, just diving around, just having a good time.
Exactly. I think I'm I'm gonna be awesome. I'm never gonna allow a goal. And I remember my first goal I allowed, and I was like, you know what? I never want to play goalie because I'm not a good goalie. So I'm happy I play center mid. I'm happy I have something working.
Yeah. So everyone really remembers their first goal. It's a big moment in their soccer career, or any career really.
Definitely.
So do you remember your first high school goal?
Yes, I remember it like it was yesterday. So before I think it was a few days before that game, or no, it was actually, excuse me, I was thinking if I got my hair dyed then, I looked like I was way younger than I actually was, because we all got our hair dyed for playoffs that year, and all got it blonde, but no, it wasn't at that point yet. It was a few days before that, actually. It was closer to the end of the season. I was having this phase where it was I was getting my time, I was getting my chances, and it just wasn't working out. I would just get robbed, and I was just this isn't gonna come this year. I just feel like I just don't have that luck for it right now. And then one day we had a night game in the pouring rain in South Hadley.
Ooh.
And it was one of those games where it's this game, I think we're gonna do well. It was a very successful game. We won by quite a few goals. We had a very successful game. And I just remember it. It was off a corner kick. The ball was coming in. One of my teammates hit it. They were 5 yards away. You'd think they'd make it, but they nailed it off the crossbar. was like one of those like kind of like it was all chaos. They couldn't clear the ball out, and I was just in the right place at the right time. Got my left foot on it, just placed it in the corner, and then I think I ran like I probably looked like a lunatic on the field because I ran in circles of excitement. Yeah. I think all my teammates like tackled me, and it was just like the best feeling in the world because you're like, I finally did it. I got past that first goal stage.
Feels like you're on top of the world.
Yes, exactly.
So what was your favorite high school soccer memory?
Oh, there's quite a few. Probably my main one is my first goal for varsity soccer on our turf because once again, it was like this whole season, my senior year, I was like, I haven't been able to get a goal on this turf. Like, what's going on? Yeah. I go away, I'm able to score, but here it's like, I don't know what's going on. But then the same day that, but we played Long Meadow on our turf on a nice night game, and I just won a head ball over the goalie, got it in, and it felt like a relief out of my body. It just felt like this huge relief, like I did it. Like it was just, and then from that point on, I was pretty successful the rest of the season at home because probably my favorite soccer memory for Agawam was my hat trick against Ashland in the state playoffs this year because that was my first career hat trick. I finally joined the hat trick club, and it was in our most important game at the time, first playoff appearance in the state level. So it's definitely a very surreal moment and very exciting. And it was just nice to do that with that group of boys and for soccer because that's my favorite sport. That's for sure.
That's a tense memory. I remember watching that Ashland game. That was watching every goal. There's Jayden. There's Jayden. There's Jayden. Hat trick.
It was a very nice day. I was really happy about it. The only problem though is I think it was on a Sunday, so some of my friends were like, we were gonna come to the game, but fantasy football was going on. And you know what? I had this feeling. I was like, maybe my fantasy football team will do pretty good. Like after this, maybe that'll be like the good luck charm I needed. Yep. I was getting killed. So I had like so I needed that high, that's for sure.
Yeah. So most kids around the world, they have a childhood here, like a famous sports player or like an icon. So what was your sports hero that inspired you to play sports?
Well, first off, it definitely has to stay in the family a little bit for my first one. It's definitely my parents because both of them, their favorite sports were soccer when they grew up. They were very good at the sport when they played. My mom actually played at the high school here at the Agawam when she was going to school, and my dad played at Cathedral, and both of them just love soccer. They both made it to the all-state level too for soccer as well, so it was kind of nice to know that I was following in their footsteps. Yep. And then if I have to go to more like a professional level, definitely Lionel Messi. Oh, yeah. I think he's the best soccer player of all time. Some people might not agree with that, but it's my take on it. And then he's got the number 10 too, which is my favorite number, along with number 8, which I was so thankful to wear for my 3 years when I was on varsity. But he was just like, he had the same characteristics as I do. Like he likes his left foot more. He's just very technical, plays an attacking position as well. So. But those are my 3 role models and people I look up to in the soccer world.
Yeah, I mean, if you got your parents behind you, yeah, that's a big one.
Yeah, so it's definitely nice to have their support throughout all of it and know that they've experienced what you are experiencing too.
Yeah, you always got that advice too, part of it. Mm-hmm. So besides soccer, what's your favorite sport and team to watch?
Oh, it's a toss-up because it depends on if you like a team that's successful or the most successful team that you support or the team that you just love watching and know that they're still going to lose. Because in football, it's the New York Giants. They have not been successful the last decade or so since the last time they won a Super Bowl. They haven't been productive at all or successful. But if I had to go like productive sports team that's been successful recently, I'd probably say the Boston Celtics because my second favorite sport's basketball. Yeah. So it's nice to watch them play. And speaking of them now, they're the 2 seed, so hopefully they do something succful now.
Hopefully they bring it home.
I really hope so. But if I had to pick a team, it'd definitely be the Celtics.
Yeah. So have you ever been to a live sporting event?
It's been a while. I think because COVID and everything with that, I think it took a while for them to get fans back in the stadiums, and since then we just haven't been able to go. But most of the games I've been to TD Garden a lot, and I went to Gillette Stadium a few times to watch the New England Revolution play. But I've never been to a live football game, and that's the one thing I want to do at some point. MetLife Stadium.
Those are fun.
MetLife Stadium for the New York Giants, I think that'd be awesome.
Patriots all the way.
Oh, well, maybe if the Giants are there, maybe we'll make a
Maybe
make
you
a
should
visit.
make a stop.
Yeah.
And so, what was the last one you remember going to?
I'd probably say Gillette Stadium.
Yeah.
Nice Revs game, nice night game, close to the field. Just, it's really nice to see it. And then you got the huge jumbotron there too, which I love having those. Get on the camera. That's my goal. Every time I get to a game, I try to get the cameraman's attention, hope something happens, and then I just
Like doing it to
Yes.
embarrass the sister?
what?
To embarrass the sisters?
Yes.
That's what I do.
Exactly. It's nice to embarrass. I have a younger sister. It's nice to get her on there too, and then try to get the whole family or friends or whoever I'm with. But
Yeah.
it's a lot of fun. It gets everyone into
I
it.
remember going to not a March college basketball game, and my entire family goes because we all love Villanova.
Mm-hmm.
And so I finally get on the camera, and everyone's sitting down, they're huddled, and I go away and I'm pointing at them, so they're sitting there the entire screen time on the jumbotron, and they weren't that happy about it.
Yeah. I mean, you got to do something like that.
You
gotta
gotta have some fun.
Sometimes when you're at those games, you got to stay on your toes because even if you say you don't want to be on it, sometimes you'll get caught at like the most random moments,
times.
and sometimes people are just not expecting it, and then it's some comedic relief. You see some of your favorite people, closest people to you, like confused and like all over the place.
Yeah.
It's a very good feeling.
Where are we? Yeah. So I also heard through the grapevine that you made all states this year for soccer.
Yes, I did.
So could you explain to the viewers what it means to be an all-state player?
To be an all-state player, it's two things. One thing, you have to be successful in the sport that you are participating in. For instance, in my case, it was soccer. That is my favorite sport, and I've been playing my whole life. But mostly, you have to have support from your coaches and your teammates and your players so that you can be surrounded by the best possible situation for you to succeed. And I was fortunate enough to have both of those. I trained a lot during the off season to get ready for this season, knowing it was my senior year and my last chance to showcase myself at the high school level and to try to be successful for Agawam and make my friends and family proud, and also just give my teammates an opportunity to succeed as well. But I was also very thankful for my coaches because they're the ones who nominated me and talked about my successes and my stats and things like that, so then people would vote for me to make that next stage, because I was one of the 7 people for Division II to make it to that point, and I was definitely very thankful for the opportunity to represent the state in Western Mass as a whole.
And so we have some clips from your all-state senior season. And so this is the Ashland game. This is obviously going to be the first goal. Who gave you that assist?
That was Dylan Wesley. That was my co-captain during the season. Me and him worked really well together throughout the year, and I think that helped to our success.
And this is obviously going to be the second on a corner kick. Ooh.
Nice tight one in the box. Had to get the space. I knew it had to be a quick shot, and worked out.
Oh, and here we go. Kick it back out.
I remember that one. It was one of those games where that team was getting frustrated. They were being chippy, and you just had to respond. And
so this was the Long Meadow game, I'm guessing? The black uniform?
That's Westfield.
Oh.
That was at Bullens Field.
Oh, Bowens, yeah.
Yeah.
Remember playing on their baseball field a lot. That's always fun.
Mm-hmm. And then this was Chog. This is my assist to the freshman Lucas Ritson. I know he's going to have a really bright future here. He might have to get interviewed at some point after his time.
Yeah. And so, while we let the clip roll, do you have any idea of like what you're going to do for college?
Yes, my college future we've discussed, and we've discussed it, and I was very lucky because in most cases for seniors, they don't know up until the deadline, which is May 1st. A lot of people don't know, and that's just like an extra stress on your life during this whole senior year where there's already a lot going on. I was thankful enough to know what my future was going to be prior. I think I found out in the end of September that I was going to be attending Western New England University. Mm-hmm. So I'll be majoring in engineering there, and I will also be able to play soccer, which is just awesome for me because I don't know what I'd do without soccer. You know, I've only had 3 years without soccer in my life, so it's just been such a huge part of who I am as a person. So I feel as though that with those qualities and the lessons I've learned through soccer and just how much I love it, mm-hmm. I couldn't go without it, and I'm honored that I was able to get recruited by a coach around here and be able to play at the next level.
Yeah. So, also, I have heard that you were selected to be at representative of AHS at Gillette for the MIA sportsmanship event. So, could you tell me what it took to be there, to be like representative?
Yes, it was very nice because it was one of those moments where our athletic director and principal decided the seniors that would go to this event, and obviously everyone who went were athletes for any sport,
Yep.
fall, winter, spring, just any sort of sport that they played during their time or just during their senior year. And I think the next level of it was along the lines of who they thought would be the best people to represent the high school and what we stand for, and just the whole sportsmanship event itself is who are the best character people that they could have go there that could take something out of the event. So it was very nice when I found out I got chosen, because at first I was like, Gillette Stadium, missed school for a day. That sounds great. And I didn't really know a lot of information about it. It was kind of like not clear exactly what we were going to do. But when we got there, it was a very awesome moment. It was nice to see like-minded people from all over the state that were there to represent.
Other schools, yep. So, what were the activities that went on at that?
Throughout the event, well, besides the fact that they had a buffet at the end, because food is just... Right when I heard there was food there too, I was like, you have to go. But in all seriousness, the events that went on it was just like a lot of good speakers that were there that were trying to like give us life lessons to take with us for the future. One of them, I forgot, it's very frustrating because I forgot the name now thinking about it, but one was an Olympian and a coach for basketball at the Olympic level for the U.S., and she had very important lessons for us and just things she wanted us to take away, like stressors in our life and how to build on things and to stay positive throughout no matter what's going on in your life. And then there was another one that was pretty much like a team building exercises and things like that, where you had to meet new people from all around, and you pretty much just form relationships with them, and you just play fun games that try to break the ice. We did a few of those that got very intense. I was sweating at the end of one of them, and I was like, I did not come here to think I was sweating.
No.
I'm wearing a sweater and jeans right now. I did not expect that. But in the end, it was a very nice day. It wasn't just like one of those, you're out of school, you get to take the break from school. It's like, I actually learned some valuable lessons from that. And I think those are going to help me for the rest of my life, because there's some I do remember, and I think it's going to be very helpful for future people who get chosen.
Yeah. All right. So that concludes our show today. I'm Joey from AHS Productions, and we will see you later. Thank you for watching.